Welcome to Quarantine Edition. What do we call this show?
Quarantine TV.
Of a Concord TV podcast.
Oh, yes, that's right. It's a Concord TV podcast where we're not on TV.
It's just called a Concord TV podcast. Welcome to a Concord TV podcast. Did Mike freeze? Mike, are you moving? Wait, no, he faked us out. Did he fake us out?
Mike, come on.
He almost had me. Yeah, this is a Concord TV podcast with your favorite Concord TV personalities who are almost never in front of a camera. So who would know who we are? Who would know us?
I don't
I don't know.
Okay, so why don't we go around the horn and introduce ourselves, starting with the man in red.
It's me, Matt.
That's it?
Just Matt?
Okay, moving on. All right, gentleman with all the monitors behind him. It's actually kind of a cool backdrop, unintentionally.
It is, isn't it? I think it's great. My name is Mike, and I am the IT director here at Concord TV.
Oh, that's what I was looking for.
I didn't know I was supposed to describe my job description.
You should. Otherwise, you're just Matt. You could just be some guy we
There's at least two
decided
other
to
Matts
zoom.
out there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Matt. I'm a guy that they took me in, and I'm just making Zoom recordings now.
That's all we can do. So, how's everybody keeping busy? What are we doing?
Well, who are you? Why you gotta say
Because
who you are?
I don't need introduction. I am Josh Hardy. I am the executive director of Concord TV, and I'm sitting in a podcasting booth with a beautiful Shure microphone used for podcasting.
Doesn't he sound pretty,
Right?
folks?
Like an NPR host.
He does.
I'm like the Brady Carlson of Concord TV.
You wish you were Brady Carlson, buddy.
Ouch.
Now, come on, it's Brady Carlson. He's pretty awesome.
No, he is. He doesn't work for New Hampshire anymore. He works for Wisconsin, I think.
That's right. We miss you, Brady. Although there's some great people over at NHPR right now, which, as a fellow media people, although we're smaller fish in the sea, big shout out to NHPR for the fantastic job they are doing as far as local coverage during this very interesting time.
Yeah, NHPR has been on the ball with everything and can kind of look up to them and see how they, kind of the stories that they're putting together and how they're handling this situation. So we've definitely adopted a few ideas from them as well. Why reinvent the wheel?
That's
Like this,
true.
like the whole concept of audio. Isn't that crazy?
Wow.
It is. It's pretty crazy.
Right now, like
they know how to do podcasts over at NHPR. So we are just
We're in their shadow. We
are very much in their shadow, and it's not just because their Pillsbury building is very tall.
That's right. Yeah. Sometimes I worry it's like looming too much over me. I'm like,
Quite literally in their shadow.
yeah. If you go to their building and stand underneath it, you're in their shadow, which
That's
I do
true.
almost every day. So Matt, what are you doing to keep busy? What's been you getting outside at all? You doing anything like that?
I wish I got outside more, but
Nothing.
You are
stopping
looking
you.
a little pale. He's looking a little pale.
You're looking pale, and this is coming from me. I'm like the king of pale. So I'm not even bragging. That's just.
Yeah, that's how we address him here now.
You know what, Matt? When we hang up, go outside for 10 minutes. You don't even have to walk anywhere. Just go and then listen to a bird and then identify the bird based on the chirping.
It's really funny because actually in our backyard,
Squawk! Squawk!
I already identified a bird on this call.
And what was it? You have to say it. What was it?
What was it?
What was the bird?
Big bird.
That's not what it was.
I
Wrong.
forget.
Rob, that's okay. That's okay.
It's a goose.
I forget.
It's a goose.
Yes.
It's a goose.
I've been
It
out
is
of the
a goose.
office for too long.
That's okay.
Come
So
on.
what else? I'm sorry, I interrupted you with my squawk. So what were you saying?
I've been doing a lot of bird watching in my balcony. There are some very exotic looking birds flying around my backyard. So we got a bird feeder.
Nice.
Have you
Nice.
Go ahead. No, please.
Oh,
Please, please.
Have you identified any of the birds?
No,
that you've
I'm
got?
pretty sure one of them is a cardinal. But then
Because it's red.
Because it's red, yes. And there's this very bright looking yellow bird that flies around sometimes. So
Okay, hold on.
yeah, do some research for me
Yellow
about
bird, New Hampshire, Matt's house.
Is it big?
that. No, it's not very big.
Okay, so it's a small bird.
Small bird, is it all yellow? Like
All yellow.
or does it
I'd
have
say it's all
black
yellow.
wings? Does it have black wings?
I didn't get close enough to see all of it, so.
Does it like torment a cat in your
No, I don't.
complex?
I don't have Tweety Bird.
Okay. Does it hang out with a beagle?
No.
Okay.
It's tough for me to search it because I didn't see it myself. So
That's
this is
true.
really difficult.
For the next episodes, maybe Matt, you can identify the birds.
I'll do some research, especially
That would be great.
My grandmother being a bird expert.
Become your own expert, you know?
Ooh.
It could be a hooded warbler. Warbler?
A hooded warbler. You think that's what it might be?
I'll send a link in the chat.
Warbler.
This is from whatbird.com.
Nice.
I'm not making that up.
You know, I think you can definitely. There's some apps out there that allow you to identify, like the bird song. So if the bird happens to be singing, that is a helpful way to do it as well. But there's some great apps out there. Actually,
so we don't do commercials at Concord TV, but factually, a couple bird watching apps or bird identifying apps. There's iBird Pro Guide. There's Merlin Bird ID, which I like that name.
Yeah.
The Audubon Bird Guide.
Yes, the Audubon.
Like our friends at the Audubon. Those are the ones I see. Song Sleuth, that might be what you're referring to, where it'll use the song of the bird to identify it. So
nice.
So Matt, that's your homework. That is your homework assignment.
Excellent.
Get working on it.
I think that's good.
Mike, what about you? You've been busy. You've been a busy guy. You worked on a video for the cemetery. You've been editing that, and that's premiering soon. So
that's true. Cool. I think today is Friday. So in case you happen to Friday, April 24th.
Friday.
So in case you're doing this in the future, today the cemetery video was released. So it's a tour of the Old Norse Cemetery, actually. Basically, unfortunately, because of our current situation, folks can't get out there and get the tour that they normally could get of the Old Norse Cemetery, as put together by the Parks and Recreation Department every once in a while. So we did a virtual version of it. So you get the history of several of the markers on site and the people who are laid to rest underneath them, and a little history of Concord and the cemetery itself. So that was a lot of fun. That's one of my capacities here at Concord TV is working with the city on a number of videos. So of course we do the normal, maybe more bland things, but vitally important things, helping with meetings, helping with
not bland.
People. They're
they're straightforward.
Straightforward.
They're very much
informational.
Informational videos. That's right. So, definitely the meetings or learning how to read your tax bill or stuff like that. We've done a lot of videos. So this one is a little more unique in that it's really kind of a creative venture that we did with the city. And we've done a few of those before. We've got our series from the Concord Room, which hopefully you'll see a few more episodes of that coming out in the next month or so. So we've done a number of things. We've done some creative things with Parks and Rec, and a big shout out to the library and Parks and Rec for continuing to put out some pretty awesome little video snippets to keep you excited. I hope that you follow the Concord, New Hampshire Public Library on social media and Concord Public Recs on social media, because they are doing some great things to try and keep Concord folks, especially Concord folks with kids, engaged, involved, excited, and find some ways to, get over the fact that you're kind of limited in what you can do right now. There's still a lot of exciting opportunities out there, whether it's homemade experiments you can do, or learning a little bit about Concord history, or taking a hike on a trail that you didn't even know existed in your backyard. There's lots of really good things to find out from those organizations. So.
Yeah, they've done a good job. I like the library videos, and they're not all geared towards me necessarily. I mean, I'm not necessarily their audience, but I've out of curiosity watched a few, and it's good that they're, like you said, staying active and still performing a public service to Concord residents. So,
and even if you didn't want to watch the videos, if you're a library card holder, which I believe you can still become a library card holder right now, there's a whole wealth of online services that they've got available as well. There's electronic book lending, there's magazine subscriptions, all kinds of different things that are accessible through the library website. One thing, kind of a unique thing that I used a lot during this cemetery, if you're interested at all in Concord history, they've actually got full digital versions of a few different books and manuscripts that have been put together by Concord residents throughout the centuries. One of the first Concord histories that they've got fully digitized and up there is from 1856, but it's fascinating because it's so close to some of the events of Concord's founding that the detail is fairly impressive. And did you know, I think I talked to you guys about this, that they used to hunt rattlesnakes in Concord?
I heard that, yeah. Was it by the quarries, or am I misremembering that?
You are correct. So the quarry, the area around the quarries was known as Rattlesnake Hill. Some people might still note it as Rattlesnake Hill in town. And it's called that because there used to be all kinds of rattlesnakes up there. And they paid, I think it was like 2 shillings a rattlesnake if you brought them down to the town rattlesnake counter or whoever it was. But that's something you can find out when you go and read some of these cool books that are available online about Concord history.
And to this day, Concord is still at war with rattlesnakes. It rages on.
They are. This would be where we would edit in that The Simpsons video of them going after the rattlesnakes. And
that's where the Simpsons got it from, I guess.
Huh? I think that might have been the case.
Maybe.
So what's happening with you, Josh? All this talk from us.
Not much. Working and me and my fiance prepping for our wedding in the fall, which fingers crossed that we're able to have a public gathering wedding in the fall, because a Zoom wedding, as much as we like Zoom, it's not an idea.
Couldn't we have it in the studio here? Can we get permission from the school to have it in the studio?
I really don't. I don't want to.
Come on. You'd have like me behind the camera, just like smiling awkwardly at you.
Just in our little circle here, and whoever listens to this, we'll probably end up, if we can't do a big public wedding, just literally going to City Hall and just getting married and saying, there we go, we did it. But
although you might not be able to go into City Hall.
No, we're just gonna let me in. We'll do that part online.
It makes me wonder how many people are actually eloping in this time.
Yeah. Wait, can you Google it, Matt?
Yeah.
And we'll play some music while we wait. It's like rain on your wedding. No, what's the song? What's the song you got stuck in my head?
It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been what's the one from yesterday though?
Oh yeah. I forgot. Dun 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 dun. There's always something there to remind me.
It's like sitting in the dentist's office. It's like sitting in the dentist's office.
Okay. I found a how to elope during the coronavirus.
Okay.
Really?
Okay.
And how do you do that?
Yeah.
Creative ways to get married during the coronavirus. Let's see what this says.
Yeah, but there's no numbers. So that could be our ConcordTV podcast Yeah,
You can have
that could be our question for the audience of the week. Let us
Someone
know.
please tell us. Please tell
how
us.
many people
Please.
are eloping.
I need to know.
Let me read these 5 options you have, okay? One, we've already talked about, you can live stream your wedding. You could, and then it says plan a reception and party for later when it's over.
Yep.
Or
yep.
have your guests celebrate from inside their cars with a wedding parade.
That's awful.
Yeah, I don't like that idea.
That last one is awful. That is such a bad. I like the idea of just doing the reception later on, kind of doing a small ceremony and then reception some other time. That's not a bad idea. But anyways, that's enough about me. So I've been keeping busy, and I have cats that are easier to manage during quarantining than having young children, for sure. So fortunate I don't have young children to deal with during all.
Yeah, the cats just kind of stare at you because you're there all the time now, and
they don't like it. The cats don't like that.
This was my free time. This is
right.
when I get to lounge where you're sitting right time. Now, buddy.
Right. Yeah, dogs would be happy. Cats not as much. Okay, so we got to keep this show rolling along.
Oh,
binge watching. What each one of you recommends? Each one of you 3 people I'm looking at recommend a show or a movie, even if it's an old movie, something that you watched recently that you want us to watch. That's not ConcordTV. Obviously, ConcordTV you want to watch.
Right. Obviously, you should watch ConcordTV.
Starting with Matthew.
Yes.
Well, actually, Megan and I started a quarantine watch list, and we go down and rate the movies. So we watch something that we haven't seen or one of us hasn't seen, and we give our opinions after, and we give our own ratings.
So you're like starting with Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone.
Actually, it started with The Sandlot 2, which I haven't seen.
The Sandlot 2?
Nobody.
They made a second one?
The second one.
Nobody
starting with the second one.
Yeah, you haven't seen the first one. You just go straight for number 2.
Went straight to the second one, and then
that makes sense.
that one was okay. I think it was not my favorite, but then we watched Princess Bride.
You had never seen Princess Bride before?
I have never seen Princess Bride before.
Now you've seen it.
Yeah.
Hey,
and you liked it?
What do you think?
Yeah, I liked it a lot. I thought it was really funny.
Inconceivable. Now, you've probably heard that before and you didn't get the reference. Now you're like, oh, I get it.
I saw that one scene where he's like, has the 2 poison glasses in like a little YouTube clip, but I hadn't seen the whole movie.
Okay. Well,
they had the late, great Andre the Giant.
The late, great Andre the Giant, like we always say. I'm always saying, I miss that late, great Andre the Giant. You ever just wonder what Andre the Giant would have been up to now? Like, anyways.
That's what questions.
It's one of those things that I ask all the time, actually, when I'm out. Would Andre the Giant like this?
And that brings us to our next topic, best Andre the Giant memory. For me, it would be Princess Bride.
It's right up there. I mean, he had lots of really good wrestling.
When he got body slammed by Hulk Hogan.
Hulk
Hogan body slammed.
What was it? Like, I don't know, 3 or 4, something like that. That was pretty amazing.
Okay. All right. So that's it for our Andre the Giant segment. But Matt, anything else you recommend? Don't go through your whole list. One more.
Yeah. I started watching Community, which I love. So
that is okay.
I was going to
what's creepy?
That.
This is backwards, but look what I wrote down.
Community was going to be a mention of mine.
Yes. Yep. Because it's on Netflix. It's so easy to watch.
Yep. It's very easy to binge. It's fun. It's a fun show.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I'm still in my first run through of Community, but it's great. I haven't gotten to the seasons that went to what? Did it go to Amazon Prime?
No, it went to Yahoo.
Oh, yeah. Wait.
Yeah, that's right. It went online anyway.
Because the last season.
It never got good ratings on NBC, but...
Yeah, but what's-his-face came back for those seasons, didn't he? Because didn't the...
Donald Glover?
No, not Donald Glover.
Joel McHale?
Chevy Chase?
No.
Oh, the writer.
The writer, yeah.
What's his name?
Harmon?
Dan Harmon, yeah. Who does the
Rick and Morty
show.
We could have just kept naming people. Chevy Chase.
Chevy Chase.
Donald Glover.
What's her name? Brie, whatever her name is.
Brie Larson.
Brie Larson.
That's it.
It's a different Brie.
She's not in this.
No, Allison Brie. That's who it is.
Allison Brie. That is correct. And I forget everybody. It's been a while since I watched that show, but I saw that was on there.
Yvette Nicole Brown. She's Shirley, right?
Yeah, and she was also in Drake and Josh.
Yeah, she was the theater manager.
Yeah. Mike wouldn't know because that's after his time.
But you should know, Mike, that she was the theater manager for Drake and Josh.
Come on.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
I bet he doesn't even know who Crazy Steve is.
Oh.
I don't. I'm lame, though. I'm the old man on the call. I fall out to not know things. I gotta, shake my fist every once in a while. I don't understand you.
Yeah, well, I don't always understand your Simpsons references, so.
Well, that show has been on for 40 years, so I don't understand my Simpsons references sometimes.
Mike, you might appreciate this. Remember the Lord of the Flies episode where the kids get stuck on an island?
Yes.
Remember that? That was just on the other day, and I really and at the end there's a boar and it's licking salt off a rock, and Lisa's like, "Oh, we can eat the salt. We're saved." And then it does a jump cut to them eating the boar, and that's how the episode ends. And then the narrator's they get rescued by Mo.
Yeah, let's say Mo. That
would just happen to be on FXX the other day. It was funny.
Nice. That's a lot of X's.
FXXXXXXX.
Well, okay, too many X's.
Okay, my recommendations. Ooh. So this is an obvious one. Everyone may have already seen it. Tiger King. I feel like there's a group of people who have not seen Tiger King because it's so overhyped that it's I'm not going to see it because I want to go against the grain.
Right.
Just see it. See it. It is so funny.
I don't want to be that guy to say I won't watch it, but I just won't watch it.
Is it because of the animals?
It's not because of the animals. It's more
because it's overhyped.
It's overhyped, and I'm more annoyed than the Carol Baskin TikTok dances that's going on.
Okay, but here's the thing,
pay attention to those.
But see, that's a bad way to look at life, Matt. Yes. Because I can tell you it is, yes, it's hyped up this much, but it's worth it up here. Despite all the weird memes and stuff, it is adequately rated. Okay?
I will say that I watched it kind of backwards. Because I watched a few episodes when someone else was watching them. And they were towards the end of the series.
So you didn't know who these people were, and you got to go from
you got to start from the beginning. If you watch it, you don't watch the Joel McHale hosted
and you go, I don't even know who this person is. Why are they missing an arm?
Do I have to watch The Soup before I watch Community?
No, Joel McHale actually hosted the last episode that they put up, because I know he told me.
I did see that.
Yeah, it's I didn't watch that.
But yes, to answer your question, The Soup is a prequel to Community, and you have to watch every episode. I actually used to watch The Soup all the time. It was funny.
It was funny. Remember the guy that had the skunk patch, who used to host it way back when?
No.
Nor does anybody else.
No, I don't.
Anyone listening, you can
that's our trivia question for the week.
Oh, we'll find out.
Besides, what bird is that in Matt's backyard?
If you answer both, then you win.
I don't know.
You win.
Pair of
just
socks.
win.
You win. You win. Then you win.
You win. You do. You get to feel pretty good.
And my only other recommendation, because Community is now off the board, is The Last Dance, which is about Michael Jordan and
I've heard,
And even if you're not a sports person, because it is about sports, but it's more like anything. It's more about the humans and the drama, and it's it plays out like a real life soap opera, and who hates who, and the drama between the owner and Michael Jordan, and Dennis Rodman is this otherworldly type of character, So even if you've never seen a basketball game before, it's a cool look kind of at 90s pop culture too, because it really is reflective of kind of what the 90s were like too. So, and I have very vague memories of most of the 90s. Matt probably doesn't remember any of the 90s.
I was only alive for 3 years of it. So.
How dare you?
How dare you be born so late?
But anyway, so The Last Dance, and that's streaming on ESPN, and I think that's the only place you can find it. So if you have like a cable package, then you can watch it. They'll probably put the episodes out for free eventually because everything's free now. So
the 90s is alive in Portland.
Everything is free now. You didn't hear?
Portland. Yeah, I don't. You better tell the people.
Wait, were you just singing a Portlandia song?
Yes, yes, we were.
I like the guy from Twin Peaks. That's the mayor that sings.
Kyle MacLachlan.
The Portland anthem, and he just ad-libs the whole thing. He's like, Portland, you are my city. The birds and the bees, they sing to you, Portland. I haven't seen all of Portlandia, but in one of my long flights to Finland, I watched an entire season of Portlandia. I just watched
just because
4th season, and
that's good.
Very funny.
And that would fill up the full flight too, because that would probably be 4 hours of material, 3.5. Yeah.
Well,
was it the put a bird on it episode part of that?
I honestly don't remember now. I don't. My brain's too many important things to remember, like that yellow bird in Matt's backyard.
Don't forget about that.
I won't.
Okay. Well, Mike, give us 1 or 2 recommendations.
Oh, golly.
I don't.
Well, let's see. I am enjoying Westworld this season. It is. I wouldn't call it like a total reboot. Obviously, a lot of the main characters are still there, but they're in an entirely different location this season, and it's very interesting as they question the nature of their reality.
As we all do.
Ha-ha! That was good. And then I watched the documentary series, I think it's called The Innocence Files on Netflix, which is a look at our criminal justice system, and particularly through the eyes of some of the work that the Innocence Project has done, which does a lot of work to free those who have been wrongly incarcerated. For those people where there's clearly a reasonable doubt that they've committed a crime but find themselves behind bars for whatever reason, whether it's just problems with evidence, problems with prosecutorial misconduct, problem with witness testimony. It's a really interesting look at our criminal justice system, kind of a sad look at our criminal justice system at some points, but I think it's an important watch for people. I found it really illuminating in many ways. So,
Cool. That's unlike everything else we recommended. That actually sounds like something that can change people's minds about a topic, or
maybe,
improve the world, or
it's worth it to do that every once in a while, I guess. But you should definitely take lots of time to watch. I don't know, Community. Community was on the list too. We'll go with that.
Fill your brain with entertainment, but also try to learn something sometimes, and
equal parts like stupid, turn off your brain and not think about things, but also learn about some things.
Spin Zone, Tiger King also takes a look at our criminal justice system.
That is true. I did watch Tiger King, so I don't know if I recommend it as enthusiastically. Tiger King may be actually sadder than the Innocence Files in some ways.
In some ways.
So.
No, I just think it's such a train wreck. And yes, usually, like Matt, I'm kind of like you when something gets overhyped. Like I'm kind of like, and so that's how I felt. Mm-hmm. And after the first episode, it started slow, and then all of a sudden it just. And I love watching a metaphorical train wreck. So, awesome. But not a real one. Not a real train wreck. They're bad. I don't like those. You hear that? Did you hear a train?
Be careful.
Speaking of train, I do recommend Snowpiercer if you've seen that.
Oh yeah.
It's I've seen by the guy who did Parasite.
Parasite, yes.
Now, isn't that they've already made a movie, Snowpiercer, right? Because I think I saw that.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
the train that's going
that's
around.
what I'm
It's
talking about.
and it's like, oh, okay. Are they doing like a new thing with it
So
though?
HBO is making a show
Miniseries, yeah.
Oh,
about
interesting.
Snowpiercer.
And that's kind of the movie. It's about like kind of like different classes and how, you know, people who aren't well off, they're at the back of the train and it's smart.
It's like a post-apocalyptic
And a twist at the end.
thriller.
A twist. It gives you a
And
twist.
Captain America's in it, so there you go.
Oh, I
Captain
gotta see
America's
it.
in it
Yeah, Chris
as
Evans.
Captain America.
Oh, just Chris
no.
Evans. I thought you
Yeah,
meant Captain.
yeah.
I thought you meant Captain America.
Right.
Just
I
Chris
thought I
Evans.
didn't recall that, and I thought maybe I like fell asleep during that part or something.
I try to hype things up too much, so.
Is Nick Fury in it? Anyways, okay, all right. I think that wraps it up. I think that's good. I need to go deliver an envelope to the post office.
That sounds
Wow.
good. I need to make sure the government channel is scheduled throughout the beginning of next week.
Awesome. I'm gonna do the same.
Go hang up your.
No,
sound
nothing.
panel. Go hang up.
Oh
your
yeah,
sound
yeah,
panel.
true. I also
That
have to
sounds
go. I gotta watch out for that bird too. So
You do.
Well, after you hang up the sound paneling, send me a picture or something.
I will.
Of your setup.
They're black and blue, so I'm thinking maybe
We can
doing
see
like
that.
like a checkered pattern.
Ooh, that'd be fun. And then you could play like chess on your wall.
Wall
and
checkers.
nobody could hear you.
Wall checkers. Help! I'm trapped in my wall checkers room. And nope, nobody can hear you.
Ah!
Okay, that wraps it up. We're done. Josh and Mike and Matt, and that's it. And we're done.